Okay, so here are some. You can see I'm kind of concerned it might be a little too wet and they're going to be soggy. Don't feel too soggy. I brought scissors for this, but I do have a knife that's for mushrooms, but I brought this one just so you can see. Cut the bottom. Alright, and it's kind of smooth right there. They smell great. Oh, they smell so good. I love the smell of a chanterelle. There you go. It's dirty, but that's just part of it. Kind of get over it. You can take them home and wash them. There's the first of many. They're all throughout there. Several down there. Alright, so please be careful. Don't ever go in the woods and pick mushrooms up, because the fact is there are millions of different fungi out there and they all have different things. Some are deadly, some will make you very, very sick, but a lot of them are edible. And the best thing to do is to sign up for a class, go to a workshop, read lots of books, do lots of research. Find somebody that knows what they're doing, follow them around, let them show you in person what things look like, and go from there. So do not take this video and go out and get mushrooms, guys. Okay, so mushrooms are actually the fruit of what's called mycelium. That is all under the forest floor. Like if you are walking the woods in the forest, you are walking on top of mycelium that is under the ground. And think of tiny little white roots just running everywhere. I was hoping to go to South Carolina this spring and go to a workshop with Trav Cotter at Mushroom Mountain. I've heard him speak in person at the Mother Earth Fairs in Nashville. I mean Asheville, not Nashville. I'm closer to Nashville than Asheville. But didn't happen. I was pretty disappointed in that. But just to gain more confidence in growing them as a food crop for myself, and just, you know, being able to come out into the wild and forage and know exactly what I'm looking at and how to do it. And so I know what I'm looking at as far as what's safe for me, but I want to get a little bit more experience so that I'm more confident eating other mushrooms. Here is actually a workshop that we went to that's a local workshop for Northeast Mississippi or North Mississippi, and he is actually talking about a mushroom that we brought to the workshop. So we were told to bring different ones from our area, and this was the indigo milky that we had actually found the day before on our place, and so we brought it, and he was talking about it and using it as an example. We had several different ones in a box, so I'll show you a picture of that at the end of this. But these are the kind of workshops and things that you want to go to, especially local in your area. We have an Audubon Center, which is where this workshop was, and they bring in professionals that can just help you and educate you, and those are the things you want to look for. What were you fixing to do that you're not supposed to do? Yep, don't put those in there, do we?
Can you hold it?
You can hold it. It's okay to hold it. No, it won't. It won't last. It won't last. They're cool, but it won't last.
What?
This little mushroom. He's trying to put it in the bucket. He knows he's not supposed to. And these, we like to find different mushrooms. They are cool. They're fascinating to watch. It's almost like collecting seashells at the seashore. But you have to teach them which ones are okay and not okay. Show me. Where is it at? Oh, that's cool. Is moss one of your favorite things?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you like moss so much? You collecting it? What are we going to do with it?
I did that up at that tree.
Well, let's not get any more.
It never seems to last in.
Well, you can put, you can put it in the gecko's cage. You're going to put those in there? Right here. Did you get it on that cool tree right there? Yeah. Yeah, don't get any more. I see that. Well, let's leave the rest of it. It's kind of like a little magical place, don't you think?
I can lay you.
You took a nap?
I can lay you.
But here's some more of those cool ones.
Oh, that one.
A grouping of them. Cool textures with that tiny pine cone. Oh. Oh, are we now collecting? You're just collecting things.
Yeah.
He's right at my front door. Isn't he beautiful? Amazing. So sometimes nature will find a way, and this is a great example of that. So for 2 years I grew this plant and was very successful growing it from seed. The first year they didn't fruit. The second year they did. I put several in the ground. I had several in pots, ones in the pots, and none of them made them out in the winter. So I tried to overwinter them, see what would happen. None of them made it. And my husband, as you can hear, is weed eating, and he said, "Kara, go out there and look. Is that not your crazy dinosaur plant?" And I came out, and this is a place beside the house that we consistently throw cardboard boxes, like pizza boxes. So if there's ever like a pizza party, or y'all have parties, birthday parties and stuff, take your boxes home. And I mean, they're gonna give them to you anyway, right? So, because they're just gonna throw them in the garbage. So take those cardboard boxes, as long as they don't have that waxy paper on them, and lay them down, and it creates a great weed barrier as well as compost, because it breaks down. And that's exactly what has happened here. Is last year I had a ton of fruit off of the plant, and I cannot pronunciate the name right. I actually watched videos about it and tried to figure out the name. I'll show you the seed packet. I actually grew all these from seed, the original plants, and they fruited. We had a ton of fruit. I really didn't know what to do with it, and it actually fruited at a terrible time. I didn't have time to like put it up, and they say they're great for juicing and maybe freezing. And at the time I had an abundance of fruit, and I didn't have anything to do with it, so I just composted all of it and put it here in this compost place. And nature survived, because a bunch of them have now sprouted. This one I accidentally pulled out of the ground while I was weeding around them, so I'm fixing to put him in a pot, so that way at least I have one that I can bring inside this winter. And I'm going to let all these winter over, and if they keep doing this, I may just plant and seed every year and see what happens. Okay, so he accidentally weeded this one before he realized what it was. And then there's another one. There's a bunch of babies coming up right here. Another baby over there. And so I'm fixing to put fencing around this whole area just to make sure, because they do end up needing support. And that way we can make sure we don't, we just weed it by hand from now on. And like I said, I'm going to put this little fella in a pot. And so let me just show you the seed packet. So if it's something that you're interested in, I will warn you, they are super, super spiky. Okay, so there are spikes on top. Okay, there are spikes on the bottom. There are spikes all down the stem. So when they get bigger, you have to handle them with gloves. I have to put gloves on. So, but they're a pretty awesome, cool looking plant. So I wouldn't recommend them where kids are, because the leaves do drop, and then if you step on them, it does hurt. Alright, so I'm out here picking the wild cherries off of this cherry tree. And so they're, as you can see, really tiny, but they are so delicious and they taste wonderful. So after a storm, it's a great time to go out and wild gather, like you saw with the mushrooms, because the storm will knock things out of the trees, or there's just like a lot of growth, especially when it comes to fungi. It grows. But these are just a few things that I've learned to gather over the years. I am not, like, once again, I'm just going to warn you, don't go out there and pick and stuff. And I'm not 100% confident in teaching people yet. This is just, you just kind of follow me around what I do. And I think that's because there are some serious things out there that can really hurt you and can make you violently sick, or possibly die. So I think over the years we've lost that knowledge of all of these, wild things that we can gather for free. They're out in the woods, and I think that's a part of just modernization. We've gotten out of it. Also, wives' tales of, oh, that's going to kill you, even though it necessarily won't. I think it's just a lack of knowledge. Just like anything, you don't want to eat, if you're introduced to a new food, you don't just want to smash that food, guys. Like, you don't want to just eat a ton of it. Yeah, you're gonna get sick. I mean, your body's never been introduced to that certain type of food, or it can be a vegetable, it can be a fruit, it can be a fungi. Even with the mushrooms, like, you may be allergic to one mushroom and not other mushrooms. And so it's just stuff that you learn. And say, oh, well, I can't eat that. And of course, I'm just picking what I'm finding right now, and then I'll go in and I'll wash them. These are not, like you see, they're really tiny. So these are, we just pop them in our mouth, we suck on them, kind of get the juice out, and then spit the seeds out. But there's just a ton of them all over the ground. So it's going to take a while. How old are these bushes? When were they planted?
That's what I asked him a second ago. He said 57 or something.
12 years.
12? So they're 12 years old. And how many gallons y'all think y'all got so far?
Several gallons. Because I put them up in quart bags.
Yeah.
And I still have way
I
more
got a
to
freezer
go.
full. Until I get some stuff out of there like that ham.
Daddy, how many gallons do you think y'all gotten?
I picked 5 last time, 5 before that, 3 before that.
Well, that's 13.
16 gallons so far.
16 gallons. And they're 12 years old?
Yeah, about that.
There you go.
4, 16 and something.
Mine's up to
I thought you were helping Mimi.
He's skipping some.
I'll go back.
I doubt them.
Are you taking a break?
No, my basket's right.
Cottagecore, it's not something to lose, it's not interesting. Alright, so we got more fluffer nuggets. And so why do we get more, and why didn't we hatch them ourselves? Well, we are pretty positive that a lot of the ones that we hatch out of the eggs are actually roosters, and we don't need that many roosters. So we just invested a lot of time. We just invested a lot of time in building our permaculture chicken pen / orchard. And so we want to make sure that we have got plenty of females or hens to lay eggs for us to get something out of that. So we want them to really go around scratching, and of course the females are known for scratching around a whole lot, getting the bugs and stuff. And these buff Orpingtons, so it's the same kind as we got before, are known for being really good sitters. So as long as we have a rooster from the other group and possibly 2 hens, I think, from that group, we're going to have a nice round flock of Orpingtons and a rooster to take care of them, and hopefully they will raise their own babies. And this also gives us 2 bloodlines to work with, so we don't have to worry about them intercrossing so much that, you know, we may end up with some kind of genetic problems later down the road. Ellie, our little min pen, is an excellent snake. Y'all, when we have a snake, she finds it and she alerts us, and she just goes off. And as soon as I figured out she was barking here on the porch, I asked her, I said, "Where's the snake?" And she brought me over here, and he has climbed up, and this is probably where the baby birds, why they've disappeared out of the nest around the porch, which is really sad and upsetting. And we have chicks out in the chicken tractor, and we have quail down in the cage. So this guy cannot stay. He's going to have to go. So what we usually do on king snakes is we put them in a bucket and we take them way, way, way far away from us. Look, y'all, my cactus flowered. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, well, hello. And the bees have been all over it. So I just kind of wonder if it has like that deserty taste, or, you know, tropical taste or something. I'm just going to do a quick bottom garden tour, and the rain has really gotten us down this week. So it has rained all week long. It's really affecting my tomatoes. They definitely have sign of blight. They have curled leaves. Some of them have turned yellow, and it's just too much rain. The cucumbers are going crazy right now. I'm looking at them, and I see a bunch of them that need to come out. Have squash and zucchini ready as well. Several of the peppers look really good. So we're just going to do a quick tour here. I have some pumpkins going. Beans are showing up. So it's looking good in some spots, not so good in other spots. But remember, if you watch that succession video that I put up, that's another reason you want a succession going. And you have those seedlings coming up, because you may lose some tomatoes. So I knew in these certain beds that I was taking a chance that blight might show up. I knew this, and so I have some more coming, and it's okay. We're just going to roll with it, and we're just going to, enjoy what we do get. So cucumbers there. They're all throughout here that I'm going to have to get. The kids have been eating them just plain. But I think they're going to start producing, and I'm going to have to end up pickling some, which is okay. So right there, that one's gotten pretty big. Thought I saw another one somewhere. I'm missing it now. But looks like I have a small pumpkin maybe showing up down there. I do have a larger one here. So that'll be coming up along with this one over here. There's a squash I need to get. I know I had a pumpkin here. Oh, it's back there. So, you see that one. There's a pumpkin. I have one closer here, right there. Got several of them coming. Looks like beans are starting to put off flowers. Possible zucchini showing up. Let's see. Might be a bit still on that though. Don't see any flower in there. Uh-oh. I flipped it over. Don't get mad at me. I do have cowpeas showing up. They're right there. There's been some showing up at the bottoms. Of course, that's my spaghetti squash. I still have not seen any significant veg show up on that yet though. So still waiting on that. I've had a passion flower plant show up in the mulch, and I remember it being there last year here, and one of the beds over there. So got some more zucchini coming right there. I thought I had an Odessa squash showing up over here, but I guess I'm wrong. See if I can't find it. I was kind of proud of that little fella. It must be in the other bed. These tomatoes are doing fine. I'm hoping they're going to be okay. They look okay. And the next bed is fine, but they weren't my problem beds before. Oh, here are my pretty birds. I love my birds. There is one right there. So it's looking good. We're going to be able to gather it. Another one right there. I'm excited to have that and change up the squash routine a little bit, but I'm hoping that this wilting is just too much rain, and I'm hoping that's what that is and not blight. I don't see any yellowing yet. So this is the other side of that bed. Those. And over here is our loofah. Our loofah's doing great. It's got great soil support there for deep roots, so I expect great things from it. Here I have a bunch of okra that's showing up right there, there. Okra all throughout this bed. They'll be coming in between my butternuts. These are butternuts. I got one going up the trellis. Lima beans aren't really showing up down here like they are on the porch, but they're coming because I have the flowers coming. And then more squash showing up down here. Those will be coming. These beans will be setting flowers soon. These tomatoes are looking good. Here's my other passion flower. And it will just end up winding up this way. And it's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful flower. Hoping to see some bigger fruit come off of the... Oh! Is that what I think it is? Nope, it's not. Oh, got excited for no reason. So, more beans coming. Beans. zucchini. Got possibility for quite a few zucchinis coming up. Peppers are looking good. So several bells that are showing up. These are all reds down there. So all at the bottom, I got nice green bell peppers right now. So, and then I have some baby zucchinis that are coming too. The rain has just stunted everything. If it would have rained and then had some good, like a good deep rain and then some good sunshine, then the growth would have been crazy. But this constant rain and no sunshine, mostly overcast, it has not. So I brought my thing because I know there's a couple of really big zucchinis that need to be gathered. Right, there's one right there. There's one over there. So I gotta get those. And look at my peppers, guys. They still haven't turned red, but they are humongous. So that's gonna be cool and interesting. And these are this is one of my problem tomatoes. This one and down there. And I knew that when I put them in this particular bed. I didn't even plant tomatoes here last year because I knew it had a blight problem. So I knew better. That's just one of those things. I was testing it out. Oh, I have a banana pepper ready right there. One thing I learned about banana pepper seeds is you're supposed to wait till they turn red before you gather the seeds. I thought that was pretty cool. I need to check the bottom of these. I'm going to have to start checking these to make sure that I don't have beans that need to be gathered off of them. So, but they're not quite ready, but they will be soon. And that'll be a good crop. Got any? Yep, ton of squash coming again. You see that one back there? Just let's see if I can show you. Got way too much water. It's already rotten, but we have more coming. That will be really good right there. This one's got several cowpeas on it. They'll be ready soon. So they'll turn a nice dark purple when they're ready. And stuff, and right here. And most of these tomatoes are doing really good. I have a sad one down there, but I think he's just sad because he got really wet. But if he becomes a problem, I'll pull him. Still waiting on my peppers to be ready for this bed. And things are looking good here. Tomatoes are looking good. That's doing good. These tomatoes are looking really good on the other side of those butternuts, but these are looking terrible. And this bed gets super soaked out of all of them. So I know that's probably the problem. And we got strawberries out of here yesterday, so I don't expect any to be ready now with all that rain. So they're just not quite ready. Yep, we got a lot of blueberries yesterday too, along with our mushroom hunting. So that's a tour of the bottom garden. It's coming. When it happens, there's going to be just a huge flood of food. So that's exciting. Alright, so 2 big zucchinis, not too bad. They'll go in a nice salad or saute or in the wok. Alright, well, I hope you enjoy following us along this week as we gathered stuff out of the wildwoods and in the garden here, and hope you enjoyed some of the critters you saw and just kind of following us along on a normal week here during the summer on the homestead. And like I said, the rain hasn't really put a lot of growth in the garden, not even on the porch, so I didn't really film the porch too much because there isn't a lot of growth as far as production and stuff, so I didn't feel the need to actually record it, and just felt like you following us around for the week would be better. And so hope you join us next week and watch some of those tips. If you want to learn more about succession planting, if you want to learn about intercropping, please check the videos I posted this past week. So they're very informative, and they might help you think about some stuff and how to use a small space or a big space. Remember that a lot of the stuff we do can apply to a backyard, a patio, or a small space, but it can also apply to a big space too. So just follow along with this if you want to continue to learn more. I'm going to continue to post things like that. You can, if you like and you want to be notified when there's a new video, just click subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. It helps every time we get a like. It helps when you share it for us, so that way it gets out to more people. and more people can know that we're here. And it also helps to follow us on other social media such as Instagram or TikTok. And then you can check out the website if you want to see some of the art that is inspired by our place and going out into the woods and hunting for mushrooms and that good stuff. So thanks for joining us, and see you next week. Bye.